Hi, I'm going to add to my program about contestants in order to calculate the average age. So I'm going to add these up and then divide by the number of contestants. So I will need a variable called total. So I've got a storage location there called total. I'm going to start it off at 0 and then I'm going to count through the different contestants. So the first person, I add on the 12. The second person, I'm going to add on the 14 and get 26. Third person, add on the 15, so I get 41. So I'm forming a running total down here as I work my way down the list. 4, got 12, so I get 53. 5, and add on the 18 and I get 71. 6, that's another 15, so I get 86. And then finally I add on the 16 and I get 102. So that's the total, the running total of these values, and then to calculate the average I'm going to divide by the number of contestants, 7, and I get this value coming up. So I'm going to calculate that and then I'm going to round the average age to 1 decimal place. So I have these 3 extra variables here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across to the program and put that code in. So if you'll remember, I have 2 arrays, one holding the names, which I'm not concerned with at the moment, and I have a contestant age array that holds all the ages, just the way I've shown you in Word here. It's this array. So I'm going to go onto this button here and I'm going to carry out that operation. So the first thing I did was I put 0 into total, and then I went through the loop. I made count go from 1 all the way up to the number of contestants. Now I need to know the number of contestants, so I'm going to go back to this button here, and it looks like it's this variable. So I'm just going to copy that and put it onto here. And I'm also going to need the array that's got the ages in it. So I'm going to copy that and put that on here. So I can now say, repeat round my loop from count is 1 up to the number of contestants, and I'm going to add each of my ages onto the total. So I'm going to say put total, what I have already, plus, now this is the array name, so I put that in, and because it's an array I need square brackets, and I'm going to add in each of them. So I'm going to use this counting variable so that I'll add on count contestant age 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and each time I'm going to put that new kind of running total into total for the next time around. And then after that I'm going to calculate my average, so I'm going to put my total divided by the number of contestants into, and let's just check our variables. So I had average age, so I'll use that. Let's just drop that down into average age. And I have count. Let's declare that locally because I only need to use it in here to calculate the average. It's separate from the other use of count. Total I'm just using locally, so let's put that in. And I've got contestant age, which is my array, which has to be global because I need the data that I got when I was on that button. And I need my average age, which I can put in as a local variable because it's just for this calculation. So let's just perhaps see if that works. Well, we'll only know if it works if we put our average age into this field. So let's just see what I've called this field here. Oh, I actually called it average age. So let's see if it works. We'll click in here and get competition data. Let's just do 4 contestants. So I'll do contestant 1, and we'll say that they're 12. Contestant 2, let's say that they're 15, and then we'll do 13, and finally we'll do contestant 4 is 17. So we can see our data there, and then if we show average age, it's saying that it can't find a field called average age. So let's just see what went wrong there. It's saying no such object, so it must have called this. Let's just stop it running. Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, so I'm just going to pause the video. Oh, it seems that I just had a space in there, so I took that out, and let's run it and see if we get our data coming out properly. So let's do 7 contestants, because then we'll get a nice number with a lot of decimal places. And F. So we've got 7 contestants there, so when we divide by 7 we get a large number of decimal places. And I've done that because I want to show you how you can create a number that's just got 1 decimal place. I'm going to, well, I'll just show you on the Word document. I've got another variable here called rounded average age, and I've just put this number rounded to 1 decimal place in it. So I'm going to go back onto my LiveCode program, and I'm going to say put, and I want to round this answer that I got here to 1 decimal place into, and the variable was called rounded average age. So I've now got another variable here, so I'm just going to copy that, and again that's a local variable. So let's see what happens here. Let's do 7 contestants again. And last one. So here are different contestants' ages, show average age. We get that, and what I really want to do, I've presumably got the rounded value in rounded average age, so in order to see it in the field I need to display that variable rather than one called average age. So let's just see again. I'll do 7 pieces of data. And there we have our 7 pieces of data, and now we've got our average age rounded to 1 decimal place. So this word here is what's called a predefined function. It's a piece of code that's been provided by LiveCode for us to use to round numbers, so that we don't need to figure out how to do that, it will do it for us. And there are lots of predefined functions. There are things like sine, cos, tan, mod, div, trunc. The list is endless for the number of predefined functions, but the most common one is probably round, where you're rounding a number to a number of decimal places.